how can teachers incorporate more of the contributions that other cultures have made to mathematics? Things that are not in our textbook. One of the things I've seen you speak about is the Ishango bone. And it's one of the oldest artifacts you've talked about, and it had prime numbers and patterns of doubling and things like that. How do we get more of that into our classrooms in front of our students? And it's not in our book, so where can we find it? What do we do?
Well, teachers are going to have to, take the time to do that, research, or those of us who are aware of it and work with teachers have to, give them access to those resources. I mean, for me, I had to do the research myself, right? It's very easy to go through 12 years of public school education and an undergraduate program in mathematics and come away with the belief that, mathematics is the domain of European men, right? And so it was after I graduated and I started really studying my own history that I came across a lot of the information that you talked about. And so I think it's important that, teachers do the research. There are a lot more resources out there now than when I first started doing the work. One of my favorite resources is The Crest of the Peacock, the Non-European Roots of Mathematics, because it really does a good job of showing how mathematics developed all around the world in different cultures. I mean, the number system we use is Arabic. Algebra is an Arabic word, right? But yet we still have this perception that, mathematics is the domain of European men, right? And we really, and so, I mean, it would be good if the textbook companies were to put this information into the textbooks. I don't know if we can rely on that. I mean, Todos has done a really good job. I believe, Diana, you were a part of the books that came along with those posters around the math of the different cultural groups, and Todos put out this really good workbook that focused on all of the posters that dealt with indigenous cultures, right? And so it's things like that that we have to do, that teachers are going to have to do. And like I say, those of us who have the information and work with teachers, we have a responsibility to share the resources with them so that, they can then take them and incorporate them in the math class. That sounds like a good topic for another book. Diana, you want to get together and work on that?
Absolutely, Kyndall. Absolutely. All those things in the back of my head are the things to do, right? That you just keep down because other things just bubble up. But yeah, absolutely.
All right, so we may have people hearing it here first, that they need to do a book about some of this stuff and get this out for some of our teachers.
Right, it needs to be packaged in a way, it'd be good if it's packaged in that's what I like about that Todos book, because it actually has lessons, right? And so that's how we need to design resources for teachers that we can put in their hands, and these are lessons that they can do in their classroom. So,
absolutely. All right.